everybody out there quiet as motherfucker around him.
Hey, Kev, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil?
You asked the wrong person the wrong question. Rihanna, did you attend any of P. Diddy's parties? That's crazy.
For Saturday, I'm coming to the party, yo. It's on.
John, you made a statement about Diddy. What? Any reaction to Diddy?
Did Jay reach out yet?
Nah, Bob, he ghosting.
Every day, Diddy's world now centers around 4 frigid, harsh walls, so say goodbye to the high life. Commuters at MDC don't exactly live it up in the lap of luxury. No one ever called this location hell on earth for no reason. The notoriously harsh circumstances, overcrowded quarters, and merciless environment of MDC have crushed the will of even the hardest of souls. Where things get interesting, however, is that rumors are circulating that Diddy's stint behind bars may not have been as horrible as you would imagine, even if former prisoners would probably find the concept of preferential treatment for anybody amusing. An ex-prison guard has come out with allegations that will make you do a second take, adding to the already jaw-dropping situation.
And just do what the I told you to do. And don't forget about the list. Make sure that shit is fucking signed.
Alright.
Good. So tell me, what's been going on? How the girls doing? How's Quincy doing?
They good. Quincy, he been filming a lot.
Hey, yo, don't tell me that he's out here filming for that vlog show. What the fuck is called?
Yeah, I guess so. He do got us in it too.
Yo, are y'all motherfuckers stupid? Y'all understand the definition of lay low? This nigga got a fucking TV show while I'm dealing with this shit. Y'all need to just stay out the fucking press. No cameras, no nothing. Don't entertain nothing. Don't take pictures. Don't sign autographs. Just stay in the fucking house.
Not me though, Pop. I do be in the crib. Everybody else just be on different shit.
Don't nobody want to listen to what I gotta say. But it's all good. I got motherfuckers cutting deals left and right trying to take me down.
Nah, Pop. Everything gonna be alright. We gonna get you out.
Oh, I know. Cause I got one more trick up my sleeve. And this one is gonna put everybody back in their seat. I can't wait to see the look on everybody's faces when this shit happens.
What you mean though, Pop?
Don't even worry about it. Just do me a favor and vote for Harris.
What then is really happening in that prison? Is there more to this tale than meets the eye? Strap in, because we're about to go headfirst into the rumors, and if they're true, things are going to become quite interesting.
All jail calls are recorded.
You think I wasn't gonna get at you from the inside?
He has reached out to a witness, an alleged participant in multiple freak-offs.
Then why Oprah staying quiet? Why Ellen moving to another country?
And he's asking people to intimidate witnesses or pay people off.
Don't be shocked if nobody show up to testify.
Defendant's goal is to blackmail victims and witnesses either into silence or providing testimony helpful to his defense.
Guilty.
Sean Combs, better known as P. Diddy, or now prisoner 37452-DF54, is living a nightmare in New York's Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, in Brooklyn, a place widely called hell on earth. Here, luxury is a distant memory. Instead, he's dealing with cruelty, illicit narcotics, heated mayhem, life-threatening tension, and the harsh reality of communal showers. Not exactly the type of parties Diddy formerly organized. For someone who formerly lived in luxury, holding exclusive white parties packed with celebrities, models, and inconceivable excess, his fall from grace couldn't be starker. In case you missed it, the fall from grace for Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, began back in September 2024 when his world came crumbling down. He was charged with a range of severe allegations, including racketeering and directing what prosecutors termed a criminal operation tied to countless atrocities against women. For a guy who once commanded $1 billion business based on music, fashion, vodka, and more, this signified the ultimate collapse. In his peak, Diddy was the embodiment of extravagance. He ascended to popularity in the 90s, becoming a cultural icon and piling up a wealth most could only dream of. His parties were legendary, lavish gatherings where the affluent and famous congregated to indulge in every excess conceivable. But now, he's living a nightmare, far from the red carpet. Word on the street says he's being kept in isolation for his own protection, but that's far from an easy ride. He's entirely shut off from the outside world, with only restricted communication via short moments with his legal team or family. Imagine being trapped in a cage, left alone with nothing but your thoughts. Fear, wrath, regret. Who knows what else is racing through his head? In fact, his lawyers has made it plain that MDC is far worse than merely losing a few comforts. This hospital is infamous for its brutal circumstances. Inmates have often complained about moldy showers, freezing cold quarters in the winter, and excruciating heat in the summer. It's like being caught in a never-ending nightmare. Diddy may have been a celebrity on the outside, but within those walls, none of that counts. He's just another guy trying to live in a setting where even the tiniest things, like vying for a space in line or a seat at lunchtime, can inspire brutality. Former inmates have revealed their memories of living in perpetual terror, never knowing when the next battle or horrific brawl could break out. And for someone like Diddy, a high-profile target, the threat is exponentially higher. Reliable sources indicate he's being confined in the special housing unit, which entails a 24-hour lockdown. Every step he takes is supervised and constantly observed. No one leaves their cell without being fastened up with leg irons, handcuffs, belly chains, and at least 2 or 3 guards. And if that wasn't enough, rumors of corruption and wrongdoing from the guards are prevalent. Word has it that some guards turn a blind eye to violent fights, smuggle in contraband, and even provoke clashes amongst convicts. In this environment, survival isn't just about keeping your head down. It's about building allies and playing the game.
Diddy's prison phone call just leaked and it was posted by Social Details. This is allegedly a call that he had, and there's a lot of talk, a lot of code words in there, so we're going to listen to it together. Check it out.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm going to need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes leftover.
Now, this alleged leaked call from Diddy in prison was talking about getting rid of pizza boxes. Now, if you know your stuff and you're privy, you know exactly what pizza stands for, and that's probably what they're talking about and referring to on this alleged leaked call. Pizza, for those who don't know, I'm gonna make it very clean. It has to do with children and selling.
Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about.
Now, in this alleged phone call, he starts talking about someone named Jay. People are speculating that maybe Jay-Z, but there's no confirmation. At the same time, he talks about recycling plastic. I don't know what that could mean. If you guys have any idea, comment and let me know.
Everybody out there quiet as motherfucker. Yeah, exactly. We gonna let them have their little fun, but I'm still gonna have the last laugh.
I mean, it seems by the call that he's looking for help. He's saying that a lot of people are quiet, I guess people that are on his side, and that he's gonna have the last laugh at the end.
Man, just do what I told you to do, and don't forget about the list.
And then he goes on to say, don't forget about the list. And we don't know what that list is or what that implies, but this is pretty crazy. Do I think this is legitimate? There is no confirmation yet if this is legitimate or not, but this is the alleged leaked call of Diddy. Tell me what you guys think. Remember,
the call between Diddy and Jay-Z is even more damning since Diddy actually names all the people that he was involved with and have left him. Oprah, Jay-Z, and Ellen DeGeneres are all involved with Diddy and trying to stay quiet now.
You think I wasn't gonna get at you from the inside?
He has reached out to a witness, an alleged participant in multiple freak-offs.
Then why Oprah staying quiet? Why Ellen moving to another country?
And he's asking people to intimidate witnesses or pay people off.
Don't be shocked if nobody show up to testify.
Don't contact me anymore, Puff. I already got that Houston lawyer breathing down my neck over that 13-year-old girl.
If you don't want things to get worse for you, then you need to start answering my son's phone. I saw Usher, Justin, Will, his son, LeBron.
Well, I can tell you he has secret tunnels. Okay, you see JC, he's worse than Diddy.
He told the judge the jail he was being sent to is dreadful, dirty, inhuman, and an ongoing tragedy.
The popular attitude to all of this has been split. While many individuals assumed Diddy would finally face some type of punishment, others are truly afraid about his safety inside bars. Some claim that this is karma catching up to him, while others remind us that no matter what he's been accused of, Diddy is still facing some severe real-life threats. According to past convicts, Diddy's everyday existence inside the Special Housing Unit, SHU, is a long cry from the opulent lifestyle he formerly lived. His wake-up call is at 6 a.m. sharp, and it's doubtful he's getting much rest until then. The SHU is strangely silent at night, but every now and again, a scream would shatter the serenity, rousing Diddy from his uneasy slumber. It's hard to conceive how someone could sleep peacefully on a 1.5-inch mattress without a pillow. This is a big cry from his prior $40 million estate, where he could wake up to plush bedding and large rooms. In that house, one of his many luxury estates, he enjoyed advantages including a theater, a spa, a beauty salon, and even a pool linked to an underground water tunnel. But now, in his cell, Diddy encounters a world of sharp contrast. His cell certainly has no natural light, with just a harsh strip light above him. The bed, attached to the floor, is composed of iron, affording little comfort. Next to it is a small all-in-one ensuite with a sink and toilet, and that's about it. He spends 23 hours of his day here alone, with nothing but 4 concrete walls and the odd visit from a cockroach, which he could even have named by now. Isolated in this terrible environment, Diddy must have evolved peculiar coping techniques, and calling a bug may be one way to keep sane when there's nothing else to connect with. Diddy's family is permitted to see him, and his lawyer comes often, but for the most part, he's confined to this cramped, unpleasant place. The pattern is dismal, yet it's crucial for survival. Each morning, Diddy is required to make his bed, sweep the floor, and keep the toilet and sink clean. These minor activities, however embarrassing for someone who formerly had an army of homeworkers, at least give some order and a feeling of purpose in an otherwise boring life. Without these chores, it's easy to picture how the hours may stretch indefinitely, driving him to desperation. Breakfast comes via a little hole in the door. There's no luxury to be obtained here. Forget caviar and fancy dinners. Instead, he receives powdered scrambled eggs, cheap white bread, milk, and sugary juice. This is one of 3 meals a day, each adding up to about 1,800 calories, which is the minimum necessary by law. However, one big negative is that the meal seldom comes hot. Diddy, who formerly dined at the best restaurants and could spend thousands on a single meal, now eats cold, unappetizing food. Even his prior enjoyment in exquisite dining has transformed into a harsh reality of jailhouse cuisine. Mystery meat and chili hot dogs made from flesh and sinew. These meals are affordable, generally costing only $3 or $4 a piece, and they're frequently far from attractive. There have even been tales of maggots in the food, a nightmare for any convict, particularly someone who's accustomed to dining at the world's most elite restaurants. But Diddy does have some perks. One of them is his money. Despite the harsh surroundings, he has access to the prison commissary, where he may buy a variety of items, candy, coffee, tea, and even snacks to supplement his poor meals. He can also purchase personal stuff like clothes and a radio, helping him lessen the brutal solitude a little bit. However, this financial independence is restricted, and it may be hard to fathom for a guy who was previously renowned for wearing a $500,000 diamond-studded gold necklace. He's now constrained to a budget of $160 every 2 weeks. That may seem like a lot to most people, but for someone who was accustomed to spending millions without a second thought, it's virtually nothing. With this tiny budget, Diddy will certainly have to make difficult decisions regarding what he buys from the commissary. He could indulge in chocolates, snacks, or coffee, but that's a long cry from the excellent meals he's accustomed to. In the stillness of his cell, Diddy may find peace in reading, but access to literature is restricted. The SHU doesn't provide the same comforts as a complete library, and even when books are accessible, they're primarily confined to what's supplied in the jail's electronic law library, a system that offers legal materials for prisoners. However, a recent inmate shared his dismal perspective on the resources at the MDC, saying, "Forget about your constitutional rights. Human rights here are a problem. The sense of isolation and the lack of resources must be weighing on Diddy, someone who's used to everything being at his fingertips. When it comes to personal hygiene, Diddy takes a shower 3 times a week." Inmates have characterized the showers at MDC as unpleasant, frequently packed with mildew. Diddy, who has certainly enjoyed the greatest spas, is now locked in a circumstance where the surroundings are far from optimal. The stench of a poorly ventilated chamber, the aroma of unflushed fecal matter, and the overall lack of cleanliness are probably extremely novel to him. Plumbing difficulties have also been a serious concern at the institution. In 1 month alone, 800 work orders were issued for repairs, including replacing damaged pipes. It's a stark reminder that even basic luxuries are not guaranteed in the SHU. Now, consider what it would be like if Diddy were put among the normal population of MDC. This institution has garnered a reputation as hell on earth since its inauguration in 1994. In recent years, it's been known for cruelty, with allegations alleging that convicts get poor monitoring and medical treatment.
He is a former federal prisoner who served time at 11 institutions of various security levels in 5 different states, and he now advises people who are about to go to prison. Same information? Are they saying it was possible?
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the SHU have an abbreviated list.
I got my MTV out. Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
A former prisoner said that stabbings are regular, with individuals being stabbed at least a couple of times a week. These aren't simply random assaults. Convicts are typically equipped with handmade knives that may be 6 to 9 inches long, making the setting even more hazardous. In one sad event, an inmate was stabbed numerous times, only to be handed a 25-day confinement as punishment instead of obtaining prompt medical attention. Another prisoner was fatally stabbed, a stark reminder of how cruel the MDC can be. The problem is made worse by corruption inside the system. 6 correctional staff have been sacked in the previous 5 years for introducing contraband into the jail, including phones, illicit narcotics, razors, and scalpels. According to other detainees, some correction staff are even gang members themselves, making the setting even more unstable.
Importantly, he is a serial woman abuser, the likes of which we haven't seen in modern America, at least not on the public stage in this way. He is a repeated serial abuser. He beat those women to a pulp and didn't even deny it. He didn't deny it. They admitted expressly domestic abuse over and over and over again, something the judge used against them when they pled for bail.
He stood there in a gray suit that suddenly appeared 2 sizes too large. The guy once famed for dominating theaters and boardrooms alike suddenly shook as he confronted the one place where arrogance mattered nothing. Sean Diddy Combs, voice breaking and fingers pallid from holding the defense table, delivered a last plea. Less a speech, more a frantic unraveling. We saw him cry for pity, for leniency, for anything that would protect him from the cold slam of a prison gate. His voice, once booming across sold-out stadiums, was hardly heard, breaking beneath the weight of the judge's inscrutable look. The courtroom didn't breathe. Every eye fastened on Combs as he mumbled about remorse, about progress, about his children and his legacy, as if identifying them could somehow slow the gavel already halfway down. But compassion wasn't on the menu. When Judge Aaron Subramanian handed the 16-year sentence, there were loud gasps, not only from the crowd, but also from Combs' defense team. No grand jury conviction for trafficking or racketeering, true, but this was still the end of his enterprise. We felt it in real time. The downfall of a myth, the beheading of a brand that once reigned unscathed above the music and fashion world. But the number 16 rang out louder than any of his Billboard smashes. There would be no bail, no bond, not even the $50 million offer his lawyers nearly begged the judge to entertain. Not with the judge referencing film of 2016 violence, of Cassie Ventura's wounded silence, of the shadows that dogged him for years. The empire based on parties, money, and flawless PR, done.
Same thing for Jeffrey Epstein. Now, the interesting thing about the Epstein and the theory about Epstein is we know he filmed people for sure on that island. He has a lot of movies, a lot of films of people that are very, very powerful political figures, and entertainers, business people. So, do you really believe that Jeffrey Epstein himself? And of course not. Of course not. Yeah.
And here's where the plot twists. Because behind that courtroom spectacle, under the headlines and the fury, murmurs have been becoming louder. Former workers, background operators, even one unnamed former road manager, they all believe this wasn't simply a fall from grace. It was a push, a setup, a move greater than Combs himself. And the name that keeps drifting back into frame? Epstein. Yeah, that Epstein. Insiders believe Diddy's case, his unexpected arrest and his rejected bail, may all be collateral damage in a far dirtier conflict, one where the FBI seeks names, not justice. There are whispers, and they're growing like flies, that Combs has cassettes, receipts, maybe even names that go well beyond music. That his parties, the ones alleged to feature Hollywood elites and billionaires, were more than mere freak-offs. That the feds aren't chasing him because he's the target, but because he's the trail. One industry insider went so far as to say, "This isn't about what Diddy did, it's about who he can burn." No statement from the label, no denial from the government, just quiet. And stillness in circumstances like these is thunder. Now, Combs isn't stupid, he understands how this works. And, according to 3 independent people close to his inner circle, he's not simply appealing with the courts anymore, he's pleading with power. Enter Donald Trump. The same Trump who previously partied with Diddy, considered him a close buddy, and even went on public defending him during the Apprentice days. That Trump is now holding on what Combs' friends are calling their one remaining chess move, a pardon. But here's where everything gets really twisted. Because although Trump is genuinely contemplating gifting Combs the golden ticket, he's also making it very plain. This isn't charity, this is leverage, this is Trump at his height, playing kingmaker with a smile and a Sharpie. He told Newsmax only last week, "It makes it more difficult to do," referring Combs' earlier dissies from 2017 and his very public backing of Biden in 2020. Diddy previously claimed Trump needs to be banned. Now he needs Trump to rescue him. Karma, politics, both.
And you right about Diddy phone being tapped, because news came out that his former bandmate from Dirty Money, she called the other group member Gunn 58 times trying to get her to stop the lawsuit against Diddy.
That she ain't the only one he was trying to get in contact with. You understand? He sent somebody through somebody else to try to get in contact with me, telling me enough is enough. Oh, okay. You tell Big Mama that enough is enough. You can't tell Wolf Mama enough is enough. You tell D Ferg Mama enough is enough. You understand? You tell all those people who supported you and they survivors, enough is enough.
You didn't tell me about that. So he tried to get somebody to reach out to you?
No, I got a phone call from Kirk Burroughs. And Kirk Burroughs, and I ain't gonna get this guy no play. Not Kirk Burroughs, but one of the dudes that I know that's real close to him said, Kirk told me, yo, he want to reach out to you, Gene. He want to speak to you. I said, speak to me for what? What do you want to speak to me for? If he's trying to speak to me, it's for Puff. Point blank. I know the dude. I know how close he is to Puff. He's been with Puff from day one. So he ain't got nothing to say to me, bro. But Kirk Burroughs did say to me that the dude said enough is enough.
The problem is a power play drenched with ego. Trump, riding high after sliding through his own trial mess, now views Combs not as a buddy, but as a possible prize, a symbol of power restored. Sort of half innocent, he added. That's all the magnanimity he could summon. And yet, that dangling pardon is still being dangled. Not because Trump believes in compassion, but because he believes in show. Pardoning Combs may generate headlines, distract from the Epstein docs the public is still begging to see, and maybe, just maybe, gain Trump a little goodwill in the black entertainment circles that previously kept him out. And yet, even that pardon wouldn't come free. Word from Diddy's side says the penalty might be hefty, public groveling, a televised apology, maybe even a gift to some Trump-adjacent organization. One insider stated Trump wanted Diddy to kiss the ring on TV. That's not a metaphor. That's humiliation as currency. And given the way Combs is now acting, accepting visits from emissaries he used to ghost, no longer rejecting the concept of exchanging favors, it's evident he may do it. Because here's the scariest part. Sean Combs is afraid. Those who've seen him lately say the man's a shell of himself. Gone is the bravado. Gone is the mogul. This is survival mode. According to prison personnel, he's been kept isolated following threats from other convicts. He's apparently lost weight. And although his counsel continues filing appeals and petitions, the reality is grim. He's a high-profile inmate at a prison renowned for vermin, violence, and guards who play rough. The type of environment that can shatter even the hardest characters. Which leads us to the other elephant in the room. If Diddy is genuinely waiting on something, or someone, how long until he trades? Former colleagues have gone silent, deleting old postings, unfollowing each other, breaking relations like rats fleeing a sinking vessel. But the murmurs claim the officials are pushing hard, not simply to punish him, but to turn him. They want names, and not just any names, be mentioned without boardrooms trembling. One former club promoter added frankly, if Diddy talks, people go into hiding. Add to that the Epstein noise, the fact that Trump has denied ever being briefed about appearing in Epstein's files despite the Wall Street Journal saying otherwise, and you get a scenario where the clock is ticking on who gets thrown under the bus first. Diddy may be guilty, but he's not irrelevant. Not yet. In fact, some claim he's never been more dangerous. We're hearing that the FBI has discreetly increased up monitoring on numerous of Combs' erstwhile colleagues. That subpoenas have been written, if not yet served. That Diddy's crew was contacted with a barely disguised offer. Assist us, and maybe we help you. There's no paper trail yet, but sources claim the meetings transpired. That's not justice. That's chess. With loaded pawns.
New details this morning in the sex trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs. Prosecutors now claiming that from behind bars, Combs has been trying to reach out to victims and possible witnesses. And ABC's Phil Lipoff is here now with this story. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, Gio. Diddy's lawyers trying for a third time to get him out on bail, but this time, the prosecution telling the judge about attempts they say the rap mogul made from behind bars to influence everyone from potential jury to alleged victims. This morning, prosecutors leveling new accusations against Sean Diddy Combs, saying he poses a serious risk of danger even from behind bars as he awaits trial. In a court filing late Friday, prosecutors detailing the steps they say Combs is taking while locked up to reach out to prospective witnesses and influence public opinion to affect potential jurors.
The accusations within the prosecution's motion to deny bail are very serious and will be considered very heavily by the judge because the judge is going to want to ensure that he is not influencing witnesses and or contacting anyone to influence a trial in any way.
Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges of racketeering, transportation to engage in prostitution, and sex trafficking. He denies any wrongdoing. The government now asking the judge not to grant Combs' third request for bail, in which the music mogul offers a $50 million bail package citing new evidence and changed circumstances. Prosecutors pointing to recorded phone calls from jail. They say Combs asked family members to reach out to potential victims and witnesses, urging them to create narratives to influence a jury pool. Allegations that could land Combs in even more trouble.
Diddy's jail calls can be used at trial if they are able to support the prosecution's case in chief. They can also provide grounds for additional criminal charges to be filed against him.
All of this while the Hulu documentary is set to be released Monday.
His name is Shine. Kid is nice.
Called The Honorable Shine, about a young rapper who says he took the rap for a nightclub shooting involving Combs and then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez.
Puffy got acquitted and he got 10 years.
He was betrayed. I was absolutely set up to be the fall guy.
Moses Shine Levy Barrow, now running for president of Belize, says he was betrayed by Combs.
The desperation is heavy now. He's offered to pay tens of millions in bail, to wear tracking equipment, to give up his passports, and go under house arrest. Nothing's worked. The court isn't budging. They perceive danger, and maybe they see promise. Because let's not pretend this is a clean case. Prosecutors botched serious charges. Lead prosecutor Marini Comey, yes, daughter of that Comey, was sacked not long after the verdict, a decision that still hasn't been completely explained. She departed with a dagger of a quote, "Fear is the tool of a tyrant." You tell us, was it about Combs or someone above him? And it leads us back to Trump, the guy holding the keys, the same guy who, on live TV, revealed that his pardons are effectively loyalty tests. He claimed George Santos, who lied more than he breathed, was 100% for Trump and maybe deserves one. Meanwhile, Diddy? He made some terrible statements. That's what Trump said. Not about the crimes, about the statements. So where does that leave us? With a fallen giant in a Brooklyn jail, a judicial gavel still ringing in his ears, and a pardon hanging like bait. With rumors thick as molasses that someone, somewhere, is twisting strings to make sure Diddy keeps quiet, or that he finally sings. And with a political circus forming, where personal vendettas, cultural disintegration, and the ghosts of Epstein's little black book may be poised to converge outside the courtroom. The aftershocks started almost instantaneously. One by one, the roots of Diddy's empire broke. Revolt TV, once his bold reaction to media gatekeepers, began shedding great talent. Sponsors dropped out in quiet. Major brand partners ghosted him without a press release, wiping his name like it was infectious. The beverage labels he formerly toasted with on stage, gone. Luxury stores who previously craved for his attention now behave if he never existed. In LA, someone who worked with him for nearly a decade muttered, "No one wants to be the last person defending him when the roof comes down," and that roof is caving in fast. His apparel line, once regarded as a streetwear leader, is now a ghost in shops. Warehouses are half-stocked, underpaid vendors are lawyering up, and investors are removing their capital before the fires reach their doors. The fall is so swift, so comprehensive, it's generated a disturbing concern among industry veterans. Was this orchestrated? Did someone decide it was time to remove Sean Combs? There's a hypothesis flying around, unsubstantiated but growing loud, that this takedown is about more than justice. It's about eliminating his power, not because of what he did, but because of what he knows. And it gets us to what some insiders are calling the secret list. For years, murmurs followed Diddy about a clandestine archive, film, data, encrypted discs stored as protection against treachery. According to a former bad boy aide now residing abroad, Diddy retained what he dubbed his safeguards. Not cash, not gems, information. Allegedly, they featured recordings of crazy parties, delicate talks, and confessions caught without authorization. Names, faces, dates. What if he's holding on data that connects celebrities, moguls, and even politicians to the same terrible environment that consumed Epstein? Could it explain the pressure currently being put by federal agents behind closed doors? The FBI isn't denying anything. In fact, they've been abnormally silent, and that silence has generated fresh paranoia within Combs's erstwhile close circle. One ex-bodyguard reportedly fled to Dubai after receiving a subpoena. Another former fixer has cut off all communication and gone black online. It's not just about Combs anymore. It's about who else may fall if those files leak. One music exec even told a podcast, off the record, they don't want him to cooperate, they want him contained.